Well, hello, this is Augment001 and we're back for some more Tasty Planet, so let's get right back into things. I'm not a big fan of this level, to be perfectly honest, because it feels a bit silly. Oh, and also I wanted to apologise for not bringing you much recently, but stuff happened, videos not getting made, but shit, I'll keep going. Anyway, as you can see, I'm currently mopping up all of these fish, and I just fucking hate this level because it's tedious Maximus. It just sort of... the level is called Big Kitties, so it has a decent name at least. But as you can see, the subject matter of the level is rather dull. You just go around fucking up all of the delicious fishies until they're and beat the tigers in fucking up the little fishies. But we will fuck up the fish and then fuck up lions, because that's generally how the game works. I'm not sure where the challenge really is here. I'm not sure. Maybe on the timed mode it will have less time, but as it stands, it's just fucking up a shit ton of fish. And then we can eat the kitties. And we do consume the kitties. There we go, we've eaten the big kitties. Only 2 more levels left. What's it? Protect the ballistae until you can become big enough to eat them. What? Okay. So we're defending the ballista until we can eat the ballista. That's perfectly reasonable. Let's see, where is the ballista? I assume they're running towards the ballista. But this is kind of a hilarious level, and it's where the game starts to try and give you a few more concepts. Well, not concept, it tries to change it up a bit. We need to defend these, otherwise the legionnaires of the damned will be all like, I'ma fuck you up. Yes, we need to defend the ballistae. So it's, I don't know, I find this, shit, we fail at defending the ballista. We fail horrendously at defending the ballista, so we're just gonna have to snack on humans until we become big enough. But I'm not sure it really matters, it's just kind of a cool thing to try and speed the game up, and until then, I fear it's going to be a bit tedious until we consume all the people. We must gnaw on all of them until we have consumed their blood for the blood god, because that's why we're here. More blood for the blood god. Mwaha! So yes, we need to fuck all the people up, and it's nice that it tries to do interesting things like that, even if I'm too incompetent to pull it off. I don't know, would it have been nice to have a filth situation there? In my opinion, yes, but I know very little about anything ever. I assume you wouldn't have enough time to finish this on the normal mode if you allow the ballista to become destroyed, but I'm playing it on pussy mode, pussy for life mode, I guess you could say. But no, we will not be consuming the ballistae, or whatever you want to call them, multiple ballista, but until then we are just going to have to consume hordes of Romans, because the Romans are bastards who need to go die in a hole. And we need to kill the these Roman people because they are trying to... they exist. That's the only reason I can think of for character motivation. We're trying to kill the Romans because they exist. I'm really surprised how we haven't just completely fucked the timeline up forever, because, I mean, one of these people could be, like, an important chap. I don't know, we could have just eaten Spartacus's mother or something. You know, that probably sounds horrible to any history buff, but I don't give a shit. We could have just had sex with someone and... I don't know, God knows what we've eaten. We must have completely fucked up the timeline, destroying pharaohs, eating kings, just numbing on the entire civilization as a whole. I mean, one of these could have been the scientist's grandfather, who knows? He looks Greek, Greco. Yes, we have almost consumed enough people to advance. We probably only need a handful more. A handful more of the infidels. Infidel! And then we should be able to advance. So let's hopefully get this done nice and quickly, which would be exponentially better than doing it slowly? I don't know. I know not what I say. The bar's getting there. We've almost filled up the bar. We've almost filled it up. We've almost consumed enough people. But they're going everywhere and they're trying to flee. Run! Run, pitiful mortals, as I consume your soul. Because I'm a big fan of their soul. I want to consume it forever and today. I believe it's 3 meters is our target, so hopefully we'll reach that. Why do I speculate 3 meters? I don't know, because I'm probably wrong. It doesn't matter, I can speculate all I want. No, it was 2.7 meters we were trying to get to. And yes, we've eaten lots of people. Fantastic. The final level, the Fall of Rome. But yes, this is basically where it sums everything we've been doing up. Luckily, these smaller Roman levels tend to be very quickly, because you eat grapes, and I don't know, it's just the early Roman stages when you're small tend to go very quickly, you know, compared to others, which is nice. It's always nice to get big quickly. I do love it. See, it's because you can eat those grapes relatively quickly, and it just sort of makes things very easy to grow, to become bigger, become a bigger mortal. Well, we're not mortal at all, we're whatever the hell you call these things. Yes, as you can see, we're growing nice and quickly, and we can eat oysters. Oysters are very good for increasing your girth. Then we can eat oil pots and goblets and various other trinkets forever, and we can become big enough that the game will go, okay, you can advance in size. Size, girth, width, and whatever else. But we need to become big enough to cause the fall of Rome in whatever form that may take. I'm not sure how this is going to change the history line, but I'm sure it won't be good. I'm sure it will completely ruin everything forever. We're almost big enough to escape the table. In fact, we are big enough. Now we need to fuck up the marketplace, because that's obviously where we were. Well, we should be able to find something we can have our way with. Yes, we found all the tasty fishies. Yes, indeed. All the tasty fishes and breads. I will have all your pastries. All your pastries are belonging to me. And now we consume people, and the morbid screams as we kill them ensue. And it's a soldier. The soldier is dead. He cannot kill us. None of you are safe ever. Mwahaha! Consume them all. They can all die in fire. Yes. We are ruining the population because they need to die. Now they have ballista. Ah, shit. Ballista are bad. They want to hurt me. They will not hurt me because I am Ogma, destroyer of worlds, consumer of people, and ender of men. Statues are good for the body. They make you big. Eat all your statues so you can become big and strong and overthrow the Roman Empire. Which is why we're doing this. As for the Roman levels, my opinion of them, I love the Roman levels. They're a nice bit of fun, actually. They're nice. It's got a good sense of scale, considering we were eating raisins and now we're destroying the population of Rome forever. And irreputably destroying Rome, because Rome needs to be destroyed. The fall of Rome is imperative to my survival. And my survival is the most important survival ever, because I said so. Now we can eat their tables. All your tables are belonging to me. Yes, we can now get a good overview of the Roman Empire that we are going to eat and have our way with, because we need to have our way with the Roman Empire in order to advance the game. And now the ballistas are going to try and take me down, but they will fail ultimately because they're not as good as me, to be perfectly honest. To be brutally honest, they fail in comparison to the mighty Ogma. There we go. They're trying to eat me, but they will fail. I will consume everything forever. We should almost be big enough to advance a bit more. But these ballista provide little sustenance for your grey goo on the go. Ah, shit. It's harder to avoid ballista when you're massive. Hopefully we will be able to eat them all. It will be most fortuitous for us, because being crippled by the Romans is not something I envisaged for this episode. And there we go. Now we consume everything forever and end the Roman Empire. Because the Roman Empire is a terrible thing, because I said so. Because I'm fighting them, and whatever I'm fighting is a terrible thing. Because that's just how opinion works. But as you can see, this is one of the reasons why I love this game. Because you go from eating raisins to destroying the entire empire forever, and hopefully we will consume that, which I can either assume is a palace or the Colosseum, which I would assume is a fair estimate to make. But yes, Roman houses, they don't really stand a chance. We are becoming massive. Hopefully we'll become big enough to consume the target goal. I'm going to be a bit more tactical with my consumption now as we try to make sure we can eat everything. Everything we can get our hands on will be consumed. Yes, they once had their cities, and we've just sort of laid waste to them, because they needed to be laid waste too. And we scale out even more, and it just becomes kind of hilarious as we eat everything forever. I want to get that, but I want to eat some more first. I guess we should. There we go. Colosseum. We have consumed the Colosseum. What's with the toga duck? The ghoul must have prevented the fall of Rome. How? He ate the city, of course. The citizens were forced to unite together and rebuild their civilization. Bullshit. Bullshit. Whatever. Meanwhile, poof. So we advance. We advance into, I'm going to assume medieval or feudal Japan. Is it? I'm not sure. Well, we're in Japan and we're eating all the rices, because the rices must be destroyed for the greater good. For the greater good. Yes, the rices are evil. Trust me. A grain of rice is all that will is everything we will need. All we need is the rice to destroy the universe. It's more than enough. Trust me, I'm a doctor of doctorology. Or some bullshit like that. Eat the rice. Nom nom nom. Ah, I'm gonna fuck you up. We have to fuck up the rice. That is the goal of the level. I'm gonna fuck you up. Ah, rah, 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 rah. Yes, we have eaten the rice, and we're now eating petals. Ah, look at the petal. so we can eat flowers, because that's all there is in Japan. Petals and shuriken. Of course, gotta love the shurikens. A shuriken is a ninja throwing star, for those of you who don't know, but if you're on the internet, you most likely know what a shuriken is. So I shouldn't need to tell you. But yes, that's about all I know about Japan, because I know everything I know about Japan is from video games, which means it's a horrible, poor representation of Japan. Yes, we can now eat the shurikens, which means we can become a lot bigger, which is nice. Gaining girth and size is sort of what the game is about, so being able to gain it is a beautiful thing. I love eating things. I like nomming on people's livelihoods. So as you can see, we are continuing to consume everything forever, which is a beautiful, beautiful exercise in constitution and size. But yes, I'm not too convinced that these Japanese people here, they just seem to be leaving everything on the floor. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I don't know, is this what they used to do in Japan? Just throw things around the floor and oh my god, it's a guard! This is kind of hilarious, actually. I believe that is a samurai. I don't know, it could be a ninja, I don't know. Yes, we're fucking all of his shit up and he's getting a bit pissed off at that and trying to stamp on me. Don't tread on me, bitch! Yes, he will not consume me, for I am the grey goo and I will cause his immediate destruction. Maybe we'll become big enough to eat him, but I doubt it. I have my doubts on whether he will be consumed. Ow! In fact, he's kicking me, this cheap bastard. Although I don't really blame him after we're eating all of his stuff. But he did leave him on the floor, to be fair. It's really his fault, obviously. But we're getting there. We've got some good headway, actually. We've almost finished the game. And this time it will be finished because I don't have to get a new computer and ruin everything forever. Nom nom. I love the music for the game. I know I keep saying that, but it is one of the vast improvements from the first game. It's that beautiful soundtrack that, I don't know, it just brings infinite joy to my ears. It looks like we've already done this level. It's ridiculously easy. Yeah, we're almost there. We ate the rat. We consumed the rat, and that rat was probably an integral part of history that we destroyed. Ninjas! Samurais! Ninja! Okay, I'll stop that. That's kind of hilarious, actually. Are they spawning from the tree? Are they ninjas hiding in the trees? Now we can eat the samurai. Samurais and ninjas are the best kind of breakfast. Nom nom, I'ma fuck you up. I love their screams of pain. They bring joy to my ears as I watch them bleed out and die, and it brings kind of happiness to me as I destroy entire nations. That sounds rather grim, doesn't it? But no, we are eating all of these people, and I'm sure there's a very good reason. Well, we already know what the reason is. They're smaller than me, and the grey goo is biologically programmed to eat anything smaller than it. How can you biologically program something? I have no idea. I am not a doctor. Contrary to popular belief. Yes, we have almost consumed all of them. We have had almost all of their blood. There we go. Samurais, ninjas. It's crazy. This is all that happens in stereotypical Japan land. There we go. Maybe we can find ourselves a tasty Shogun. That would be nice. I would love a tasty Shogun. But yes, we need to eat everything. So I guess we start slightly bigger, which means we'll probably end up slightly bigger, because that's generally how the game works. And if you haven't picked up on that pattern, oh my god, he wants to kick me in the face! Ah! He wants to kick me in the head. Fuck off! Fuck off! Ah! Let's lose him. Cheese it! Cheese it! Ah, he's kicking me! He's kicking me! No! No! Bad Samurai! Bad Samurai Jack! Because I assume that's his name, because every samurai I know is called Samurai Jack. Bad! Bad Samurai! Fuck off! Get off me! I will come to your home country and kill you in real life, because I'm a psychopath. And even though you're probably dead, but it doesn't matter. You're just arguing semantics now, because I know how much you secretly fear me. I will haunt your dreams forever and a day. Indeed. There we go. We are getting bigger. You can tell because we're picking bigger shit up. And eventually we will kill him, because he needs to be destroyed because he's a bad human being. I know it because he told me so. He said, I burned down an orphanage and that's why you need to eat me. So I've got a good character reason now to consume his flesh and watch him burn. Not that I really needed one, I was going to do that anyway, but it's nice to give yourself a backstory in games where there's not too much story. I was the orphan Grey Goo, and this is all a cultural misunderstanding. Or some bullshit like that. There we go. We're becoming a much nicer size, and now we can eat all the samurai. Ah, they're throwing shurikens at me, bastards. But yes, we're now eating them, and it's their fault for trying to kick me in the face. I wasn't going to eat them if they weren't going to kick me. But yes, now we can hear them scream in pain, and I feel slightly happier for the whole ordeal. We're becoming sizable now. We're big enough to end civilizations and whatnot. Ah! Ah, their screams of pain bring me infinite happiness. You wouldn't know unless you were a deity of destruction and death. Which I am, obviously. There we go, that was a nice... We should start trying to find big statues. Big statues are tasty. I like stone. Makes me feel manly. There we go. Ah! Yes, those stones will really help increase your size, because there's not a lot in this level other than people, and people, I don't know, they're just not as good for increasing size rapidly. There's lots of stuff, though. Lots of stuff we can eat. More statues would have been preferable because it would sped the level up. Although now what? What am I supposed to be looking for? Oh, lots of lovely statues. Well, and after that we can probably eat something else. There we go, we can eat small trees. So we can find ourselves the occasional tree. And we will eventually eat bigger tree. Until we become the tree man. Tree beard. Tree beards for all. There we go. Once we can eat the houses, we will be golden, because eating houses is generally a good way to become big quickly. See? I told you. As soon as we can eat houses, the game's like, you can become huge and destroy civilizations. Yes, we are doing well. There we go. Nom nom. So that's a fun level. I don't know, I hate the Japanese earlier stages, but the later phases when you're nice and big are quite fun. I'll be the first to admit that. But I shouldn't need to admit it, it's kind of obvious how fun it is. But as for now, we are going to destroy their masonry work, because they had hard-working masons that need to be punished for constructing masonry work, because I said so. Yes, eventually we will be able to eat some of the bigger stuff, and then we'll eat bigger stuff, and then we'll become big enough, and that's how the game works. That's how it's worked from the beginning, so I shouldn't need to re-explain that to you. But yes, we are going to consume more things until we are big enough to eat more. Because we need to eat more! That's what the game's about, Dogma. Can't you see? Yeah, you can't see, then try adjusting your set. Because your set is obviously what's causing the problem, and not my hair, which is being a dick again. Fuck you, hair. Fuck you in the arse. There, I've just told my hair to go fuck itself in the arse. That's perfectly normal. I'll try to pretend it is anyway. There we go, we can now eat the statuettes, which is perfectly reasonable and tasty. Statuettes are part of your healthy diet, children. I assure you. I'm not just some random guy on the internet who is a complete moron. Of course not, that's totally not true. But yes, as soon as you can eat these people, it's very easy to become big. I'm even ignoring some of the bigger stuff I can eat just because it's easier to become big when you can eat lots of things in a chain. I don't know, I tend to find that anyway. Like, doing this will become increased size rapidly, or at least it might just feel like that. I could be perfectly wrong. I don't know how you can be perfectly wrong, but you can be perfectly right. I suppose if you're wrong in every single aspect, then you're perfectly wrong. So that's neither here nor there. There we go. Fantastic. We have consumed lots of statues and are now big enough to advance to the next round with all epic glory. And as you can see, there are lots of petals, and this is a very happy, fun level. I think after Japan, we'll be done for today, which means there'll be this and one more level, because we're eating petals. I suppose we want to stay close to the tree, because it would make sense that would be where the high-density petals are. We've become huge on petals, and that's sort of the gimmick of the level, and it's like, look, see, petals are good for the soul. Maybe, I don't know what's good for your soul. Maybe blood and violence is, but petals are good for my soul anyway. Any game where I can become massive while eating petals is a plus in my book. There we go. Oppa! Super. But yes, Japan is a rather short collection of levels. I might do the first level of Spaceland, just for the sake of it. Yes, it's called Spaceland from now on, but we do need to end Japan, because it's been very naughty. We need to give it a severe slap on the wrist and tell it not to be so Japanese. Konnichiwa. Hello. There we go, mild racism. Done. Anyway, we need to eat everything we can. Consume everything. I don't know, out of all history, Japanese history is my favourite, so I'm balking it up horribly as well. And it's not exactly like it's a fair representation of Japanese history. It's just a small video game and they wanted to include a Japanese level because they wanted to go through a few different sections of history and then ultimately end up in space, because that's ultimately where the game tries to go. All the time. Forever. And of course we're going back to these gardens where there are the ultimate samurais of hate and pain and destruction. They're dickheads. I don't like them. Yes, there are shurikens, and shurikens want to cause me infinite pain because shurikens hate me. Everything hates me. And that's sort of the glory of it all. Yes, we're almost big enough to eat shuriken, which should hopefully make us become much bigger much more quickly. Why? Because we can just chain eat those shuriken down there. There we go, we can eat shuriken. So we can go over here where all the shurikens are and go nom nom. And become big enough. Big enough for what though? Destruction of mankind. Which is what we're trying to do really. We're the heroes of destruction of mankind and Earth. Which we need to do. Ah yes, it's the samurai. Run away from the Samurai Jack. Run away. Ah! Samurai. I hate the samurai. Such dickheads. Just leave me alone. I didn't mean to eat your stuff. Just stop trying to tread on me. There we go. We're eating all of his worldly possessions, which is why we're here. We're here to generally ruin his day. See, these would probably belong to his ancestors, and the sword had a lot of history, and we've just consumed it, and now he's trying to kick us off the lawn, probably asking very nicely, and we're just ignoring him because we're not very nice. He's probably like, ah, come on mate, that's my sword, can I have it back? And trying to kick us off his land, like, well, if you're not going to give it back, I'm going to have to ask you politely to leave, and then we're continuing to run away and eat all of his stuff, and we'll eventually eat him. There we go. No, I thought we could eat that, but apparently not. Maybe it's because he kicked me in the head. There we go. Yeah, it's relatively important once you get to a new stage, you eat as much as you can to become, you know, sort of big enough to survive within the stage. Or it can become all kinds of unpleasant. I would know I'm an expert at this game by now. I'm an expert at moving a cursor around in gentle circles as I consume everything. There we go. Nom nom. 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 You have been consumed. Prepare for consumption. They need to all die. Why? Because I asked them nicely. That's it. In my belly. In my belly. Here we go. Get in my belly. So we have consumed all the ninjas, and now we can eat statuettes, which is nice. Yes, statues are the best way to increase size because they have a lot of mass, which is sort of what you're aiming for here. There we go. Find them wherever we can, and soon we should be big enough to, you know, destroy other stuff. Which is why we're here. We're here to ruin their afternoon. They were out for some tea, gonna take some pictures, do whatever it is they were doing, and now we're going to consume their soul and feast on the blood of their innocent children. Because I like to think that's what we're doing. All of these, it's the orphanage section of their village, and they've moved in to defend it. And each time we eat one of those houses, 30 odd children have been consumed and are now dead. Happy Christmas! Itami yagregu. There we go. Nom nom. I love the music for this game. The soundtrack is, I don't know, it's a thing of beauty. It's just the way it contrasts the death with this. I guess it sort of takes the mind off the fact you're killing people in hordes and droves. Yes, eating the trees is nice. Eating trees, then we'll eat the houses, then we'll have all the women folk. Which is important, I would imagine. We will eat all their houses. There we go. And our size will rapidly increase from here, because I said so. There we go. Eating all their things. Come on. Everyone inside. Everyone get in my stomach. Get in my stomach so we can continue. There we go. Yummy! Houses, what are these? These are also houses, just smaller houses. It's like Godzilla or something. That's funny. What's that? What the hell is that? There we go, we'll eat all of these, then we can investigate what the hell that thing is. Nom nom nom. Are we big enough to eat it? Nope. Let's see what it is. This should be all kinds of hilariousness. Probably might just be a generic monster, but hey, it could be anything. No, we're still not big enough to eat it. We're just decimating their forests and livelihood and children. Probably, you know, world cause of global warming because of all the trees we've consumed. Is that big enough yet? Nope. Will we become big enough? Yes, we will. What was that? Monsterzilla. Why hasn't the grey goo grown big enough to eat the entire world? Fortunately, every time it jumps through time and space, it resets. However, according to my calculations, its next jump will be its last. If we don't do anything to stop it, it will eat everything. We must prepare. Poof! In the future! So I guess they're going to have all kinds of devices, but if you want to see that, you'll have to tune in for the last, final finale. Or it might be, I don't know how long that's going to take. But I'll assume there's 1 or 2 episodes left in this little series as we've travelled through time and space. All bringing it down to this final confrontation, the battle at Samuria. Let's do this.